Honestly, getting a dashcam would probably be for the best. I'm your host Yusuf, and these are 10 scary dashcam videos in the United States that caught crimes. Make sure you subscribe and ring that bell to get notified whenever we upload a new video. Anyways, let's get recording. Number 10, Missouri Madness. Dashcam video captured a brazen and shocking drive-by shooting in Kansas City, Missouri. The video shows an SUV come to a stop beside another vehicle before a passenger in the backseat of the SUV points a gun out the window and opens fire. At least a dozen shots were fired, but miraculously no one in the car was injured. The suspects sped away and are still on the loose. Local reports say the number of drive-by shootings in Kansas City rose by 51% in 2016 from the previous year. At least 950 people were targeted, injured, or ended in 389 shootings. Residents say these types of terrifying gun crimes have become commonplace. I mean, it's scary and I don't like it, but it's not usual, Jimmy Eddings told KSHB. Both of these houses here have been shot. A lot of things have happened around here in this area. By the grace of God, those people were not ended, said community group leader Rosalind Temple, who is calling on residents to speak out. I think it's got to come from the community, she says. It has to be us who stand up. We know who is committing these acts. That could have been anyone. Why do we have to wait for it to happen to someone we know? Temple wonders. Why do we have to wait for it to come to this? Here's the clip right now, but be warned, it is a bit disturbing.
A young couple driving this street in Kansas City, Missouri had their dash camera rolling when the sedan in front of them came to a stop at this red light. Just before the light turns green, this SUV pulls up alongside the sedan, and then this happens.
Number 9, the first car chase ever recorded from beginning to end. The first high-speed chase to be recorded from beginning to end was captured by Detective Bob Surgener in 1988. The use of videotape in dash cams is also credited for the rise in popularity of police chase TV shows in the 90s, such as World's Wildest Police Videos or Cops.
It's on video, man! He falls onto the freeway.
The appeal of these shows is universal. There's nothing quite like seeing footage of a police chase, all of the excitement of an action movie, but in real life. While these TV shows are no longer as popular as they once were, this type of content still has a large online following, with some videos racking up millions of views on YouTube. In 1988, Detective Bob Surgener of the Berea, Ohio Police Department was in pursuit of 3 robbery suspects in a stolen car. It's a nice car, by the way. The men had robbed a Radio Shack and then stolen a car for their getaway. Luckily, Detective Surgener had a video dashcam mounted in his vehicle, which he used to record the resulting pursuit. The pursuit starts out quite sedate, with the robbers calmly trying to find a route out of the town and seemingly unconcerned about the detective on their trail. However, once they reach wider roads, they start to drive more erratically in an attempt to lose their pursuers. They speed up and make a number of risky turns and lane changes. Police cars from Middleburg Heights and Brook Park join the pursuit, which makes its way onto the highway. At this point, the chase is truly on, reaching speeds of up to 120 miles per hour. Here's the video.
Turning right on Center Street. All right. Good deal.
Number 8, O.J. Simpson? This was the police chase that led to one of the most famous criminal trials in modern history. In 1994, O.J. Simpson, driving his white Ford Bronco, led officers from the Orange County Sheriff's Department on a low-speed chase along Interstate 405 in Los Angeles, California. Many of us will already be very familiar with the helicopter footage of the chase, as it was aired live and then repeated constantly during the lengthy trial. In addition, we now have public access to dashcam footage, which was not released until 18 years later in 2018. The footage shows excerpts from the pursuit, including parts of the chase on the highway and the conclusion at Simpson's home in Brentwood, Los Angeles. The footage is grainy and fairly low quality, but provides an interesting perspective on what remains the most watched police pursuit in history. Number 7. The Pit Maneuver. On April 12, 2021, an attentive citizen called into Forsyth County Sheriff's Office dispatch after observing a reckless driver throw out a suspicious bag near a business parking lot. Deputies were dispatched to the location and tracked down the black Dodge Charger. They followed the vehicle into the parking lot of Merchant Square, where 4 males exited the vehicle. As the deputies approached the car, the suspects returned to the vehicle and fled. What followed was a pursuit that eventually ended when the deputies performed a precision immobilization technique, or pit maneuver. The suspects were taken into custody and were found to have fake IDs, multiple ski masks, 2 Glock 17 pistols, and a substantial quantity of leafy greens in their possession. The men were all from Chicago, and 2 of them had extensive criminal records, including multiple felony convictions for violent crimes in Illinois. They told deputies that they were in town on vacation. Sure. And here's the video.
Hey guys, hang tight for me in the car real quick. About 4 times it's taken off. Go ahead and notify North and South Precinct, please.
Number 6. Truck Driver Vigilante. On March 16, 1993, in Bernalillo County, New Mexico, officers were in pursuit of a stolen vehicle with 2 armed suspects inside. The officers radioed ahead for assistance, and their message was picked up by a truck driver who agreed to help. But why would an ordinary citizen agree to get involved in a dangerous pursuit? As it turns out, the truck driver was no ordinary citizen. He was a former Alabama sheriff's deputy. As the suspect came up behind him, the former deputy sinfully swerved his truck into the path of the fleeing car. The suspects tried to get around the truck a number of times, but the truck driver was tenacious and wouldn't let them through. In frustration, the drivers of the stolen car drove onto the shoulder and then off the highway completely, trying to get around the truck, but to no avail. At first, the truck wouldn't let them back onto the tarmac, and then he pulled ahead, letting them back on, but still blocking them from moving past him. Eventually, the suspects realized they were never getting past the truck, pulling over and surrendering to the pursuing officers.
He's driving signal 19, he's cutting in and out of traffic, he will round the unit. We're doing about, speed about 90 now.
Depot, I got you. Moving over to the left lane now.
Number 5. Held at gunpoint. 2 career criminals are back behind bars after robbing a delivery driver at gunpoint. The Orange County Sheriff's Office released a terrifying dashcam video of 2 men robbing an Amazon driver at gunpoint in broad daylight on January 13th. In the video, one man is seen holding a gun to the worker's neck before going into the back of the truck to steal packages. The other man is outside the truck for most of the video, but he pops inside the driver's side door when his partner goes into the back to take the packages. Take a look.
The suspects took off with his wallet and cell phone. They also stole a number of packages. The Amazon driver was not hurt. The men were later arrested and are now facing armed robbery charges.
Number 4. Road rage. Shocking dashcam footage shows the moment a pipe-wielding man confronted a driver behind him and attacked a car in an apparent road rage incident on a Southern California freeway. The incident happened during the busy morning commute on the southbound 2 freeway in Glendale. Footage shows the attacker stop abruptly and get out of his car with a pipe. He approaches the vehicle, stops behind him, as the victim's dash cam records it all. In the video, the sound of the pipe hitting the victim's car is repeatedly heard. The man gets back in his car and takes off. The victim didn't want to be identified, but he said he had just filmed the man trying to hit another car with a pipe in a separate road rage incident that was also captured on video. The attacker apparently noticed he was being filmed by the victim. "The guy notices I'm recording," the victim said. "Next thing you know, he's pounding on my car with a pipe." The victim says he wanted to capture the attacker's license plate. "I wanted to help this one person. They seemed they were in a scary event," the victim said. "Next thing you know, I'm in a scary event." The victim said the car has only suffered scratches and dents. He's also upset since he recently bought the vehicle. The California Highway Patrol is investigating.
People regular us. If you order right now before 1 p.m., you get delivered by 8 p.m. Yes.
They call 911.
Number 3, Uber driver. This new dashcam video shows the terrifying moments a Houston rideshare driver was threatened with a gun while driving 2 suspects. The aggravated robbery happened around 11 a.m. on October 18, 2022, but police revealed the video on January 3, 2023, just this year, in hopes that someone might recognize the suspects. The driver, named Davron, said he picked up a man named MJ in the 7600 block of Westheimer. About 5 minutes into the ride, he said one of the passengers pulled out a handgun and demanded he get out of the vehicle. The other passenger reached for his seat. "Get that out of the car! Get the out of the car!" One of the suspects is heard demanding repeatedly in the dashcam video. "I wasn't scared in that situation at that time," Davron said. "I was just trying to escape. Luckily, he didn't shoot me." Soon, the other suspect got out, opened Davron's side door, and tried to take his cell phone, police said. During the struggle for the cell phone, police said Davron was able to cause the suspect to fall to the ground. That's when Davron managed to accelerate the vehicle, all while the first suspect still had a gun to his head. "Get out before I end you. Get out before I end you. I'm going to end you," the armed suspect said. I was thinking, okay, if I drive off, at least one guy will be behind me because he was outside. Luckily, the guy who was in the driving seat, he just jumped out, Davron explained. Both suspects are described as black men around 20 years old, between 5 feet 8 inches and 5 feet 9 inches, 140 pounds, with slim builds and dark complexions. They were both wearing hoodies during the aggravated robbery.
It was 11 a.m. on a Tuesday. Davron picked up 2 men in West Houston and immediately felt uneasy. Almost exactly 5 minutes later, he realized why. The others still threatening him with the gun. Davron's only reaction was to hit the gas pedal.
Number 2, highway shootout. This video is straight up terrifying for me. Imagine driving on the highway and all of a sudden 2 cars on either side of you are blasting each other. And there you are, caught in the crossfire. Dash camera footage from a driver who was on Anthony Henday Drive approaching 91st Street on the evening of November 8th, 2020, when he was passed on either side by a black Dodge Durango and what's believed to be a silver Jeep Cherokee that exchanged gunfire. Number 1, hero medics. These paramedics are braver than any superhero I know, and I know a lot personally. Hearing gunshots, they quickly figure out something is going down. They both duck for cover, and one of the medics assesses the situation, sees the victim, and immediately turns around to help them out. Before exiting the vehicle, they call in the situation, supposedly to police or other paramedics. The thing about these 2 paramedics is that they keep such a calm demeanor the entire time. It's rather impressive, I think. Here's the video.
You see 2 men hanging out of the window of a car. At least 5 shots were heard. The paramedics stopped to try and help someone they saw fall off a bike, but thankfully that person was also just ducking from gunfire.
Thanks for watching. Leave a like and comment if you enjoyed this video, and we'll see you next time on Crime Time.